Iran has issued a strong warning, stating that if the United States deploys a second aircraft carrier strike group to the Middle East, Tehran would consider it a direct step toward war. According to regional sources aligned with Iranian media, increasing U.S. military pressure during ongoing nuclear negotiations would signal insincerity and undermine diplomatic efforts rather than support them. The warning circulated widely on social media around February 11 and 12, 2026, reflecting growing concern in Iran over the expanding U.S. military presence near its borders. However, it has not yet been released as an official statement by Iran's foreign ministry or senior military leadership. Meanwhile, the United States has already deployed the Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier strike group to the Arabian Sea, close to Iranian waters. This move is part of a broader strategy aimed at deterring potential aggression while reinforcing Washington's negotiating position. The Pentagon is now preparing a second carrier strike group for possible deployment, with the George H.W. Bush considered a likely option. Officials indicate that the deployment could occur within weeks if the president gives approval, though no formal order has been issued so far. If carried out, this would mark the first time in nearly a year that two U.S. aircraft carriers operate simultaneously in the Middle East, significantly increasing American naval power and strategic flexibility in the region. President Donald Trump has publicly connected the possibility of sending a second carrier to the progress of nuclear talks. In recent interviews, he stated that he is considering the move to strengthen leverage, warning that if negotiations fail, the United States may be forced to take tough measures, potentially including military action. However, he emphasized that the preferred outcome remains a diplomatic agreement. Diplomatic efforts continue in parallel. Indirect talks between U.S. and Iranian representatives recently took place in Muscat, Oman. Both sides described the discussions as cautious but constructive. Iran has maintained that negotiations should focus strictly on its nuclear program and has rejected broader demands, such as restrictions on its ballistic missile capabilities. This key disagreement, combined with the growing military presence on both sides, has kept tensions elevated and raised concerns that any miscalculation could escalate into a wider conflict. As of mid-February 2026, no second U.S. aircraft carrier has been deployed to the region. However, the Pentagon remains on heightened alert, balancing military preparedness with ongoing diplomatic efforts. With both sides watching closely, the situation remains delicate, caught between the risk of escalation and the possibility of a diplomatic breakthrough.